All right, is everyone able to hear me right now? Hopefully we are good to go. It's saying that we're live. Hey Joshua, hey Kuwan, hey D Will. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If you guys can say just yeah, thumbs up, perfect. Okay, we're in nice and quick today. Awesome. Glad you guys can hear me. Thank you, Joshua. You guys are already, I was surprised. I got in here and there's already 7 likes. So you guys are doing a great job hitting that like button. Thank you so much. Thank you so much as always. Geez, everyone's just trickling in. We have, what's today? Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday afternoon stream going on. Always impressed with you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you for letting me know that the stream is not only on and running and live, but you can also hear me. I can never quite tell. It says it in my software, but again, you can never tell on here. So hopefully everyone's having a good day today. I hope you guys enjoy the walnuts video that I put up. That's usually why I'm like 5 minutes late. It usually has to do with the video or me getting all the technology set up. I know that we're gonna probably get a no signal that's gonna pop up here in a little bit, but like I said, we'll enjoy the nice video or the nice photo while we can, as per usual. So that's okay, we won't worry about that. So I wanted to talk a little bit about digestion and gut health because we've gotten into that a little bit in our last streams, and I apologize if you hear me drinking into the mic. I'm just having my afternoon coffee right now. So it's about noon here, 1 o'clock. So this is the last coffee of the day. Remember, I always try to drink it no later than 2 p.m. because that's going to affect your sleep just a little bit. It might not stop you from falling asleep, but it is going to affect your quality of sleep because you're going to have some of that caffeine in you still. The halftime of caffeine, I believe, is 4 hours. So it actually takes quite a bit of time to get the caffeine totally out of your system. So I always have it very early in the morning. And today's actually been a really good day. Before we get into the digestion, but I was up nice and early, 4:30 a.m., meal prepping, doing everything that I had to, worked out. So, and trust me, you know that I'm not the picture perfect of health, but I try as hard as I can. And that's all you can do, guys. Just try as hard as you can. Try to get those good healthy foods in. Try to eat as healthy as possible. Meal prep as much as possible. And then, once you meal prep, the food's already there. You're not having if you are having the cravings, that's when you usually try to grab the chips or the crackers or something quick and easy. That might not always be the best choice, but I try to follow in what I preach. And so this morning's been a really good morning with diet and exercise. So let me just make sure here. I will say, if I'm sorry, and I apologize if I do miss any questions, and I'd be remiss to say that if there is a super chat, that question will be answered first, and it just means that I won't miss the question. I can spend a little bit more time on it, but by all means, guys, those are not expected. I'm just happy to have you in here, okay? So ask your questions, ask away, and I'll make sure I try to answer as many of them as possible, if not all of them. Hey, good morning, Kuwan. All right, perfect. I'm glad you guys can hear me loud and clear. Joshua, walnuts are the best. I agree. I have walnuts very often, and kind of relating back to our title here for, the best foods for digestion and gut health. Walnuts are great for digestion. Tons of dietary fiber. When I was doing my research for that video, I was actually surprised. I knew it had a ton of dietary fiber in it already, but I was actually surprised just how much. So 1 ounce, just a 1 ounce serving. And remember, we don't want to eat too many walnuts because it is quite high in calories due to the fat content. Just 1 ounce, just a 1 ounce serving has about 2.5 to 3 grams of dietary fiber. Now, if you were to have 100 grams, right, which is quite high, I think maybe if you were only eating walnuts or mainly walnuts for your fat source for the day, let's say you do have that 100 grams, and again, it adds up quick. I think that's probably going to bring you to about, half a cup to be honest, or maybe just over half a cup, if I'm not mistaken. That's going to give you almost 8 grams of dietary fiber. Very gut healthy. Okay? So that's why I kind of chose today, leading into this stream and discussion, walnuts, something that would be great for digestion. All right, and it's also going to help that good bacteria to thrive. And there's tons of studies with walnuts how it's going to promote that good bacteria and really, focus on that good gut flora. Remember, I always say the gut flora is almost like a second brain. It's so important to have good gut flora. That's why I take probiotics, and I see probiotics. Joshua's mentioned in chat. We're going to talk about probiotics in a little bit. But it's so important, not only just for our overall health, but for nutrient absorption and for good digestion. All right, we need to be absorbing as many nutrients as we can. So Joshua says probiotic yogurts are famous for gut health and good for stomach and brain health. I agree. You know what? Probiotic yogurts, I usually go with a plain probiotic yogurt, or even a Greek yogurt. And you can tell it'll say bacterial cultures usually within the ingredients. You don't want too many ingredients, because then you start getting into like the, fruits and added sugar and preservatives and things like that. So if you see bacteria cultures in it, then you're getting some probiotics. So I'm a huge fan of yogurt. Sometimes I'll even throw it into my smoothies. That's how much I like it. So I can get a little bit of probiotic into my smoothies. I weigh everything, but a good way, say I'm not a huge yogurt eater, so anything that I'm not a huge fan of, I'll just throw into my smoothie and then just follow my macros. So definitely yogurt's great for probiotics, and again, the probiotics is going to be great for digestion and great for gut health. We want as many foods as possible that are going to promote the good bacteria in our gut. And not only in our gut, guys. When I speak about gut, think about the whole entire digestive tract. All right. So I might say gut and use gut, but when I'm talking about gut health and digestion, I'm talking about the entire digestive tract. Okay. So intestines, gut, stomach, everything, colon. All right. So even towards the end of the digestive process. All right. Super important. All right. I just wanted to make sure I got that out there, because sometimes when we think of gut, we just think of stomach. I've had a lot of clients who kind of have that way of thinking, where when we talk about gut health, it's just one part of the digestive tract, which is our stomach. All right, let's get a couple more questions here. Enzymes. So digestive enzymes, I'm guessing you're talking about specifically D-Will, of course. So how does digestive enzymes affect digestion and good gut health? Well, firstly, we have to make sure that we're getting the right digestive enzymes. If I can remember off the top of my head, you have 3 main digestive enzymes. I know one is amylase. The other one might be protease, and I cannot remember the third one off the top of my head. But the reason why I work with clients, so amylase is a really big one for me, because it helps with the breakdown of carbohydrates and starches. All right, and then that's what a lot of my clients are eating. And then also protease is going to be helpful for breaking down proteins and amino acids. And so I always, that's the big question that I usually get. All right, digestive enzymes, what are we breaking down for carbs and for protein? All right, fat, not so much. So I can't remember the one that breaks down fat, but there is one that's going to turn it into fatty acids, break down lipids, things like that. If anyone knows it in chat, throw it out there, guys, because I can't remember that third one off the top of my head. But those enzymes are very important, D-Will. I'm glad that you brought that up, and maybe you're taking them already. So we have protease, all right, protease, all right. So I think it's pronounced protease. That's how it's spelled. Protease. Okay, so amylase, protease, and I'm gonna look up the last one because it's really bugging me. Lipase, okay, lipase. All right, so lipase is the one that's going to break down the fats, and these are essential for digestion. So it's very important, actually, and I'm glad that you brought them up. All right, so in order to have a healthy digestive system, and then again, healthy digestive system equals healthy body. We have to remember that too, guys. If our digestion is off, that's why people with irritable bowel syndrome, even something as simple as constipation or bloating or inflammation within the digestive tract, all the way to like your more severe like diverticulitis, things like that. We need healthy digestion for a healthy body. All right. Now these chemicals work, that enzymes work by creating, helping to create stomach acid and bile. All right, and that's what's going to be breaking down your food. So they will help with the digestive process. So those are the three. That's a great question, D. Will. It's greatly going to affect your digestive health. All right, so excellent question. Now you can get into like the pH and all that stuff. I don't worry too much about that. The important thing is that we know that those enzymes are going to be helping to break down all three of the macronutrients: proteins, carbohydrates, and starches. All right, and then your fats. All right, so that's the important stuff. Hey, Complete Health, good to see you in chat again. Thanks so much for joining. Greg, if I didn't say hello to you, I apologize. Hope you're doing well. And you're exactly right. Read the ingredients. And it doesn't just matter for digestive health, but always read the ingredients for the foods that you're getting. All right, that's why I like whole foods, something that's easy, something that doesn't come with a bunch of ingredients. Like for me, a meal might be a sweet potato with chicken breast. And then I like raw, I'm not saying everyone has to eat like this, but I enjoy eating like this. So maybe a sweet potato, all right, and then a seasoned chicken breast, and then some raw vegetables on the side or salad, all right, with low calorie dressing, something like that. All right, that makes it really easy, all right, when reading ingredients, because you have whole foods. You know, it's just the potato, you know, it's just the chicken. All right, now if you're buying it fresh, I mean, some chicken, you guys probably know, is loaded up with preservatives. A lot of the frozen chickens and stuff like that will be loaded up with preservatives and a whole bunch of other stuff. If you read those ingredients, sometimes you'll be shocked with the amount of extra ingredients other than chicken that is in those types of foods. So great point by Greg. Make sure you know what you're eating. You're not going to know exactly what you're eating unless you're reading the ingredients. So very good. D. Will, that's an interesting question. You know what? I think that's a better question for your medical practitioner. When you lose the pancreas and there's no bile release, I haven't looked into anything like that. That sounds that's almost like a medical condition, and medical terms would have to be used. I've never once looked at something that has to do with losing the pancreas. So I apologize for that. But with no bile release, you know, especially connected in with the pancreas, and especially with what you should do. Again, remember, I don't have a medical background. It's just years and years and years and day in, day out of researching nutrition and working with clients. So I apologize, I can't answer that question specifically, but that seems like a pretty in-depth medical condition that you would really need medical care from. The pancreas is so important, and not just for digestion, obviously, but for a bunch of different bodily functions. But I would be quite interested to see what the answer is to that, to be honest with you. Now let's continue with our best foods for digestion. So you guys have already listed some digestive enzymes. That's great. I didn't even think that we would go down the digestive enzymes route. All right, so you know you got your amylase, you have your protease, and you have your lipase. I believe I'm saying those right. So the ones that are going to be breaking down protein, carbs, and fats. All right, so excellent. And when we can break them down, the better we can break them down, the better our nutrient absorption is going to be. All right, and the better our digestive health is going to be, and the healthier overall we're going to be. All right, so excellent. All right, so digestive enzymes, and you know what? I think you can even buy those as a supplement. A lot of people that I know, a lot of clients that I've worked with who have sort of digestive issues will take a digestive enzyme. So if you are having some of that problem, maybe you could try out a supplement like that. But let's talk about other digestion foods, all right, and for gut health. All right, and when we're thinking about digestion and gut health, remember, we're thinking about the entire digestive tract. It's very important that we are getting enough fiber in our diet. So how much fiber should we be getting in the diet? That's probably the most important question. All right, so dietary fiber, usually we are shooting for around 30 grams of fiber. All right, and that's on average. It can change a little bit depending on our size and our weight, but for your average person, about 30 grams is usually the recommended amount. If we're eating healthy, like if you're eating your vegetables, your lean cuts of meat, your legumes, so things like beans, nuts, seeds, things like that, you should have no problem hitting that 30 grams. Okay. Like look at walnuts, for instance. We already said a 1 ounce serving of just walnuts is going to give you 3. All right, so you're already 1/10 there just by eating walnuts. Let's say you have beans, all right, so black beans, kidney beans, legumes like lentils and things like that, pinto beans, doesn't matter. All beans are good in my book. Chickpeas, that type of stuff, all right, they are loaded with fiber, all right? So if you're eating stuff like that, there should be no problem. So whole foods, there should be no problem with you getting the amount of fiber, your daily recommended of fiber per day. And then once you do that, like don't forget, like bananas have fiber, apples have a ton of fiber. If you're having warm lemon water, squeeze that lemon into the water. That way you're getting some of the pulp, and that's when you're getting the pectin. And the pectin is a nice form of fiber. All right, so tons of different fiber options out there. A lot of people think that it's hard to get that fiber, but again, if you're eating healthy, you're eating your fruits and vegetables, you're eating complex carbohydrates, and then, you know, if you're just doing that, let's not even talk about protein. If you're eating fruits, vegetables, even meat alternatives, like I already mentioned, beans, lentils, things like that. If you're eating complex carbohydrates, so again, your sweet potato, your cassava, like we've mentioned here before, all right? Beetroot, things like that, the lentils, then you're going to be getting a ton of fiber. And why is fiber so important? Because it's going to help add bulk to your meals, okay? So that's going to keep you more regular. It's going to help prevent constipation. It's going to prevent bloating and pain, which is a huge issue today in society. A lot of inflammation within the digestive tract, and so you're getting gas, bloating, pain, things like that uncomfortable feeling, almost like you're full or backed up. I'm not sure if you guys are relating to that, but that backed up feeling, just because there's so much inflammation with sugar and all that stuff. So get your fiber, and then not only is it going to help you with that, but fiber is going to be the main source of good bacteria and make sure that good bacteria thrives. And the more good bacteria that we have in the gut, so digestive tract, remember intestines, stomach, colon, everything like that, the better the nutrient breakdown is going to be, and then the better the digestion is going to be, and then the healthier we are going to be. All right, so we're going to go to no signal, guys. How long did we last today? About 20 minutes. It's usually at the 20-minute mark, so we go to the no signal, but that's okay. Like we always say, at least we can get the information out there, and at least you guys can still hear me, and at least you can still ask your questions. So I apologize for that. We're trying to fix it. I think I might have to set up like a webcam or something like that to maybe get it to work, but again, I'm not even going to focus on it today. I just want to keep focusing on the question at hand: best foods for digestion, best gut health, and then all of your questions. Beans can. Oh, hey Mac, how you doing? I didn't see you in there. Sorry about that. Sometimes I get on a rant a little bit, and then I miss some of the comments. So good to see you, Mac. Thanks so much for coming in. Beans can cause gas in the stomach. There's tons of things that can cause gas in the stomach, Will. And gas isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'm speaking about the gas that's just constantly there. Like if you have broccoli or any really probiotic food, by the breakdown of that bad bacteria, that can create more gas in the stomach and in the digestive tract. So just because you're getting some of that gas from beans and stuff like that, again, not necessarily a bad thing. It could be our body releasing, toxins or breaking down some of the bacteria in our body as well. I'm thinking more along the lines of like chronic gas, a day in and day out thing, things that's happening throughout the day, a bloating feeling, all right, things like that. Yeah, 25, a new record, eh, Will? I know, I'm just as shocked as you are. So that type, like if I haven't had a probiotic in a while, and I usually take probiotics daily, but sometimes I'll go a few days without taking it because I'm getting a lot of probiotics from meals. My stomach will definitely notice it, and I might have a little increase in gas, and that's just how it is. And it doesn't last very long, but there will be a little bit of an increase in gas. But some people really have chronic gas, bloating, inflammation throughout the digestive tract. I think the benefits far outweigh the consequences or the negatives when it comes to eating that fiber. You want that fiber, and especially hitting that daily recommended amount. Because if you aren't getting the fiber, then guess what? We're probably not going to have very good digestion right off the bat. So if it is creating short-term gas, we're kind of going to be okay with that. All right, because in the long term, it's going to have way better benefits for us. We need to release, if we aren't regular or we're not adding bulk to our meals, sorry, I read one of the questions and I lost my train of thought. But if we aren't having bulk to our meals and we aren't regular, then we're not getting rid of those toxins. And a lot of the times that bad bacteria can kind of thrive within the digestive tract. So we definitely don't want that. Do you have a video based on this? I believe I have a video, best foods for digestion. Is that what you're sort of talking about, Moises? I hope I'm pronouncing that wrong. I apologize. Or best foods video that's connected to digestion and gut health. I think if you take a look into my videos, I was looking today, there's 4,420 something videos up there. So I can't remember off the top of my head every single video, but I would be very confident in saying that there are videos, maybe probably multiple videos that has to do with digestion and gut health. And a lot of the times, based on a lot of the foods that I talk about, digestion is going to be one of the benefits. And why? Because a lot of the foods that we talk about are healthy foods. So they're going to have good amounts of protein. They're going to have, antioxidants and things like that. They're going to have anti-inflammatory compounds, which is going to help increase nutrient uptake and things like that. Sorry, I'm at work and I can't watch the live right now. Yes, I'm looking for a video about this topic. Yep, no problem, Moises. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But yes, there should definitely be a video. I think one of the more popular videos is something like 25 foods for digestion or things like that. There might be something on those. I know there's one on probiotics that might be helpful for you to watch. But like I said, we're going to talk about a lot of different things. Like we talked about enzymes already, fiber, different foods. So let's get into more different foods. So beans and legumes and things like that. Also, another very underrated food for digestion and for gut health is going to be your vegetables. Okay, so green leafy vegetables. All right, we want to make sure that we're getting as much of that as possible. Okay, that's going to help flush out the system as well. People don't realize, how important spinach is. All right, very high in nutrients. Okay, but again, very anti-inflammatory. All right, tons of antioxidants, and that's important when it comes to digestion as well. You as well, Moises. Thank you so much. Stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you so much for coming into chat. If you can listen, keep on listening. If you can't, that's okay. Don't worry about asking questions or anything like that. Just enjoy the chat, buddy. Thank you so much. It's great having you here. So I am a really big believer in getting as much greens, so as many vegetables as you can, because there's only so much walnuts and seeds that we can eat in a day, if you think about it. And here's the reason why. One, all right, they're very filling, all right, so it's not like we can eat walnuts all day, and then two, there's tons of calories in them. So we don't want to be overdoing it on calories either. So yes, you're getting fiber, you're getting the antioxidants, you're getting that alpha linolenic acid, omega-3 fatty acids, right? But you're also getting tons of calories at the same time, all right? And we want to keep weight management, healthy weight management, all right? We don't want to, worry about obesity and things like that or gaining weight. We want to stay healthy and lean, all right? So instead of racking up, eat those seeds and nuts in moderation. Great, like chia seeds, again, awesome for fiber. Flax seeds, awesome for fiber. You guys would be so surprised. I throw flax seeds into my smoothie, tons of fiber. All right, sometimes I'll throw it into my oatmeal, again, tons of dietary fiber. All right, but with vegetables, again, you can be getting that fiber, and there's tons of different vegetables. Like, for instance, broccoli is a great one, maybe your best one. Carrots actually surprisingly have quite a bit of fiber. Cauliflower, things like that. Kale, spinach, list could go on. Artichokes, all those different things. All right, beets, again, could go on and on. And the great thing about vegetables, leafy green vegetables, or even just regular vegetables, all right, like bell peppers, all right, so it doesn't have to be green, okay? The good thing about that is you're going to get good fiber, you're going to get your anti-inflammatories, your antioxidants, which again is going to take out that inflammation within the digestive system, because remember, inflammation is going to be causing damage. You got those free radicals and oxidative stress going on in there. There's no way that you're going to be able to have that good bacteria to thrive, and your nutrient uptake is probably going to go down as well. And the good thing about those vegetables, okay, is that they're very low in calories. They are amazingly low in calories. So you can eat almost as much as you want. A lot of times dietitians and people like that will tell you, don't even count, if you're trying to lose weight and you're counting calories, don't even count vegetables, all right, in your calories. Just eat as many as you want, because they're so low and they're so filling and full of fiber. That's the good part of it. So not only are they filling, but they are absolutely a good source of fiber, and they can even, some of them even have probiotics or a prebiotic. You take sauerkraut, something like that, cabbage, all right. Good morning, Tammy. Good to see you in chat. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, we're just talking about digestive health, good foods for digestion. I think cabbage is one of the better ones as well. It's going to give you a nice probiotic, prebiotic, right, and really get that digestive, get the digestive system and the digestive process flowing right off the bat. A lot of people, so many people are dealing with leaky gut syndrome. It almost feels like, I don't know if you guys know what leaky gut syndrome actually is, but I'm almost hearing every other day working with clients that maybe one of my clients has it, but if they don't, then one of their friends actually does. And so think about it. Leaky gut syndrome, I think the best way of explaining it is, think about like a stomach lining. You have a straight line, but then there's little holes within that lining, and then some of the nutrients are seeping through. All right, so your nutrient uptake is actually decreasing. So when we have leaky gut, it actually means we're not getting as many nutrients as we should be. And so one way that we can fix that is to be eating prebiotics. All right, prebiotics are very important because that's going to help with the probiotics later. All right, so kimchi, cabbage, sauerkraut, those are the really popular prebiotics. Even your leafy green vegetables, some of them have prebiotics as well. And there's even prebiotic supplements, but I think you can do it with whole food. You don't necessarily have to supplement with a prebiotic, but I think leaky gut syndrome I think personally, I don't know what you guys think, but it seems to me like it is growing. Popularity, I don't think is the right word, but it's definitely happening more and more, and I'm seeing it more and more with clients that I'm speaking to, and it's just because the digestion and the gut health is just not there. People aren't really taking into consideration just how important the digestive system is. Think about it, guys. The digestive system is what is allowing us to take in nutrients and absorb vitamins, minerals, all your other important nutrients, so fiber, antioxidants, and your bioactive compounds, so say something like allicin or curcumin or gingerol, things like that. And even more importantly, not only absorb nutrients and all that other bioactive compounds, but get rid of toxins and unwanted waste in the body. So that's a pretty important thing, isn't it? So that's why I'm harping so much, and I'm so passionate about this one specific area, and why I kind of wanted to have a stream on it is because digestion is so important for the overall health. Not only is it allowing us to take in and absorb nutrients, all right, so that we're feeling better, because remember, once you're absorbing those nutrients and everything like that, that's when we're having a healthy body. Remember, healthy digestion equals healthy body. But the other thing is, even more importantly perhaps, is that we're getting rid of waste and toxins, all right, waste and toxins from the body. If we're constipated, if we're irregular, and for things like that, bloating, and tons of inflammation in the digestive tract, all right, it's just going to affect our overall health. And sometimes, not only does it affect us physically, but mentally as well. All right. I know a lot of people who are very, like, another one. So leaky gut syndrome is a big one. Another one is irritable bowel syndrome. Okay. Irritable bowel syndrome is going to have a tremendous, I don't know if anyone has either of those in chat right now, but my heart goes out to you, because I know not only physically, obviously that's going to take a toll on you, but mentally that's also going to affect you as well. All right, especially with like irritable bowel syndrome and things like that. So we don't want that type of stuff. All right, that's why I'm suggesting the foods that I'm suggesting. Again, I'm suggesting them as someone who's researched for years and stuff like that. For videos, just for my own passion, for my own health, and then spreading it on to you, for you guys. But sometimes, you have to speak with your medical practitioner as well. Food isn't always going to be the be all and end all. A lot of the times it is, but sometimes we might need to have that conversation with a medical practitioner as well. All right, sorry, I'm kind of getting on a rant. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Geez, Tim, you're getting more snow in Mississippi. Ooh, egg roll in the bowl. You guys were mentioning that before. So good, you're getting some cabbage in there. Very nice. Apple cider vinegar. All right, that's a big one. Apple cider vinegar, you know what? Apple cider vinegar has been one of those things that I feel like it kind of comes and goes. It's so funny. There's a lot of healthy substances that are in apple cider vinegar. And you guys are right. Like when you're saying that the fermentation process can kind of help, apple cider vinegar is a good way to kill off bad bacteria in the body. At least that's what some studies have shown and what research has shown. And when I say bad bacteria, and I'm saying waste and toxins, another thing you could kind of think of is pathogens. All right, we want to get rid of all that stuff. Let me make sure I'm not missing any more. But with apple cider vinegar, like I said, it comes and goes. And I will say this. Sorry, Tammy, do I hear good or bad for apple cider vinegar? The best yogurt, I would say, is one that has active active bacterial cultures in it. All right, so you're getting your probiotics. It's usually going to be plain yogurt, Tammy. All right, so something that's not full of sugar or has added sugar to it. So the ones where it's always the running joke, I guess, with some of the clients that I speak to. All right, but like the fruit cup at the bottom of the package. All right, I wouldn't go with that one. I would go with plain or Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt I really like, and I'm not necessarily a huge fan of like skim or like super low yogurt. Like I think a 1% or 2% is fine. When you get the skim, then you get a little bit more sugar in it, and so that's going to affect your digestion as well. Not in a huge way, but you are going to get some of those milk sugars in there. And then if you do have even a little bit of a sensitivity to dairy, then you're really going to have some issues, because that's going to lead to constipation, bloating, inflammation, and things like that. So I would try to go with like a plain or Greek yogurt that has active bacterial cultures in it. So you have your probiotics, and then something that's not like skim, that's not going to have added sugar or a ton of sugar into it. That would be my best bet. I like Greek, I like plain. That's all I really eat, Tammy, to be honest with you. The rest I could just stay away from. Yes, about the ACV, you hear it good. I know, you really do. Like I said, with apple cider vinegar, it's something that comes and goes. For some people, it's great. For other people, not so much. They can have a sensitivity to it. One of the benefits of apple cider vinegar is it can help remove pathogens from the body and kill harmful bacteria. Again, it can help with skin. That's one big thing. Another one, people claim, I haven't read too many studies on this, that it can actually help speed up your metabolism and help you with weight loss. Again, you guys know my thoughts on a simple drink or a food or a pill for weight loss. So I wouldn't be taking apple cider vinegar to necessarily lose a bunch of weight or to lose belly fat. You see that all the time. Again, it's calories in versus calories out. If you have your calories in a deficit and you're eating healthy and you're working out and you are in that calorie deficit, then yes, maybe apple cider vinegar might give you a little bit of an edge, but I think it's just up to you. If you're gonna drink it, I would try to drink it through a straw also, because it can kind of mess up the enamel of your teeth. I hear that a ton. So you could drink it through a straw where it's not actually hitting your teeth. Those are just a couple suggestions, minor ones. Like I said, I've never actually taken apple cider vinegar before, and it's been a very, very long time since I've done an apple cider vinegar video, just because I stay away from it. The science is conflicting on it, and there's a lot of videos out there that, are kind of claiming things. And hey, they might know more than I do, but they claim things that I just haven't read myself. So I know I've done videos on it, Tammy, so if you do want to search for it, that'll probably give you a better understanding, but it could have been years ago that I did an apple cider vinegar video. I think some of the first videos I actually did on the channel, one of them was an apple cider vinegar